Jai Hind and good morning to all the students. Saraswati Shishukunj Wagwala Borsar English Medium. Students, this is a new video of Standard 4th subject EVS. Students, as you know that in the last online class you studied about chapter number 13 in the EVS subject, and the topic's name is a reverse tale. It is a reverse tale. Tale means journey. So students, last time also I told you one story of a river, a journey of a river. In that story, I told you where a river originates or it starts. It starts from the mountain and it goes and meets in the seas. During the journey of a river, it passes through the mountains, small villages, big cities, and during its journey, the water of the river changes according to the places. So students, this thing you studied in the previous online class. Now students, according to that picture, you have to learn some more points. Students, when you refer to your textbook, in the textbook, according to that picture, some questions have asked. So students, in this video, we will discuss the answers of those questions. So students, let's begin it now. So students, again, you have to observe this picture carefully. Okay, so by observing this picture, the first question that is asked is, what is the color of the river where it begins? So, as I told you in the online class that the water is colorless. When the river starts, the water is colorless and clean at the place where the river begins. So, where the river begins, it was colorless and very clean. Then student, the next question is, at some places there are many fish in the river. Other, there are only a few, and at some places there are dead fish. What could be the reason for this? So students, you have observed that in some of the places there are many fish, and some of the places there are only few fish you can find. And in some places where you go, you can find a large number of dead fish. So students, what could be the reason for this? So students, let me give you the answer that, so the reason behind is that at the place where people do not stay near the river, the water is pure. So there are fish at this place. However, at the places near the river, where people live, they have thrown a lot of waste and dirt in the river and have polluted the water. So there are very few fish at that place. And at places where chemical waste from the factories have dissolved, means they have thrown the chemicals in the river water. So at that place the fish are dead. So students, the simple answer is that where there is no population, you can see many fish. and in those places where people live, so people have thrown a lot of waste and dirt. So you can see very few fish in that area. But in those places near the city where there are lots of factories, industries are there, the chemical waste is going into the water. So in those places you can find dead fish. Let's move on to the next question. The next question is, what can be seen in the river before it reaches the village? So the answer is, before the river reaches the village, its water is clean. So a lot of fish can be seen in the river. So before the river reaches the village, you can see a lot of fish in the river. Then student, the next question is, at which places did the color of the water in the river change? Why did this happen? So student, in this picture also you can see that when the river starts, color was very blue, it was very pure. But when it begins its journey, when it passes through the city, its color changes. So why this could happen? So the answer is, when the river passes the city, chemical and other waste from industries and factories dissolves in its water. Liquid water from people's houses also reaches the river through gutters. Due to all this dirt getting mixed up with river water, so its color changes. So students, because of the industries and factories waste, chemical, water and all the liquid waste from people's houses, because of all these reasons, the water of the river changes. Then students, our next question is, which of the places shown in the picture would you like to live in? Why? So students, again you have to observe the picture and you have to find out that which of the places shown in the picture would you like to live and what is the reason. So students, the answer is, I would like to live on the banks of the river. You would also like to live on the banks of the river, at a place before it reaches the village. So when the river reaches the village, before you would like to live at that place. This is because the river water is pure and the village is also nearby. So students, because of this reason, you would also like to live on the banks of the river before it reaches the village. Then student, our next question is, would you like to change any of the things that you see in the picture? Why and how? So students, you can see many things in this picture. So which are the things that you would like to change? Why and how would you do it? So students, the answer is, you would like to change the fact that people and factory owners, the owners of factories, they throw their waste into rivers. I would like to clean the dirt in the river. Along with this, I would like to see that factories discard their liquid waste. Factories discard their liquid waste only after processing it thoroughly. So after the processing it thoroughly, then and then the factories or industries should throw their waste. will be taken care and the spread of epidemic will reduce. So students, these things that I would like to change from this picture. Then student, your next question is, have you seen people throwing different things into river or water bodies? So students, yes, we have seen often that people are throwing different kinds of things, waste, dirty water into river or any other water bodies. So students, the question is, what could be done to keep rivers clean? What should be done to keep rivers clean? So students, we can do lots of things to keep rivers clean. So let us learn. First, clothes should not be washed in river water. Utensils should not be cleaned and cattle should not be bathed. Then river banks should not be used as toilets. Sewage water or gutters or any other dirt should not be discarded in rivers. Then liquid and chemical waste of factories and industries should not be discarded or thrown in rivers or any other water bodies. So students, when you take all these necessary steps, then and there we can save our rivers. Then students, the next question is, if you wanted to drink some water, from which part of the river would you like to drink? Why? So students, the answer is, I would like to drink water from the part where the river starts. Why? Because there are almost no impurities in the river water. Because when the river starts, at that place the river is very pure and clean. At that place where it starts. So the water is clean and pure. So that is the reason that I would like to drink the water from the part from where the river starts. Then students, the last question of this video is, in the last part of the picture, the river flows into the sea. You can see also in this picture. Have you ever seen the sea in a movie or somewhere else? So students, have you seen sea anywhere in your life? So answer is yes, I have seen the sea. Our whole family had gone to Mumbai and to Diu for a holiday. I saw the sea at that place. So students, the places like Mumbai, Diu, all these places you can see sea. So students, these were the answers of the questions that were asked in your textbook. All the answers I have explained to you, and I hope you have also understood and learned it thoroughly. So the next topic you will going to learn in the next offline video. Students, I hope you have understood all the answers that I have discussed. So with this is also the end of this video. Thank you and have a good day.